I look put together, but I'm not wearing pants today. Hello everyone, my name is Tom Grimes and welcome to my Fun Day video. So if you grew up being as awkward as I was as a kid, hello, still awkward, you're gonna have some really embarrassing moments in your life. Sometimes you wake up at 3 in the morning thinking, remember that embarrassing thing I did when I was 6 years old? For some reason, our brains can't let us forget some of the most embarrassing things in our life, the things that we want to forget the most. But I have found over the years that hearing somebody else's embarrassing story makes me feel way better about my own embarrassing stories. So as a selfish individual, I decided today that I would share with you guys, my viewers, some of my most embarrassing stories, and as I say it, I wonder why. Again, these are embarrassing moments that I have never been able to forget about, and I guess I'm just gonna start from least embarrassing moment all the way to the most embarrassing moment that I can muster up right now. Okay, so the first one was when I was about 6. My school had a lock-in party, which is where you have like a slumber party and sleeping bags. I had no friends, and so at this lock-in, they played a game called light tag. It's like the game tag, where you're running after somebody and you tag them and then they're it, but it's with flashlights. Well, I had no idea how this game worked. So apparently everyone in my grade had played this game before. Probably because they had friends to play it with. And no one explained the rules to me, and I was so shy, I didn't want to ask anyone because I thought they're gonna think I'm stupid. Right off the bat, I don't know what to do, and someone runs up and shines a light in my face going, "Tag, you're it!" And I grab the flashlight and they run away. And of course, now that I think about it, I should have just picked up on the rules of this game. It wasn't exactly the most difficult game to play, but I had no idea what to do. So I just kind of went into the corner of the basketball court and I just kind of cried to myself. People kept walking by and looking at me, including teachers, and none of them did a thing. None of them said, "Are you okay?" I just sat there during this event that was supposed to be fun, crying, and everyone saw. So this next one, I was at a new school actually. I was about 10, and I, again, had no friends. And I was so guarded because I was so shy that I just thought everyone automatically hated me. I think I'd maybe been there 2 weeks, and I had been on guard the whole time. I was like, "Don't touch me, don't talk to me, because I know you all hate me anyways." And this one kid was just trying, I guess, desperately to be my friend. And so one day we're in lunch line, I hadn't talked to anybody in 2 weeks, and this guy comes up, and he's talking to me, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I pull out my lunch money, and he jokingly grabs it. I see this now. He jokingly grabs it and goes, "Oh cool man, you can pay for both of us now." And I turned around, looked him dead in the eye, called him a bad word, and I kicked him square in the balls. We didn't end up becoming friends. Around that same time, at the same school, I had this thing when I was a kid where just like my nose produced boogers at an epic rate. But I knew that it was like bad for me to just, so I said, I'm gonna develop a way that I can pick my nose and not be seen. I was 10, by the way. I figured, well, I cover my nose if I do this. What if I just take my 2 pinkies? Now you can obviously tell that I'm picking my nose. But I thought I was so sly, I thought I was so discreet, until one day, and I look around me in the middle of it, everyone's looking at me. And I realized that my trick had never really worked, that people had been watching me for weeks do this, and I ran to the bathroom and I cried. Okay, so I went to a new school when I was in high school. I went to many schools whenever I was a kid. And one of the first assignments we had to do was bring in one of our favorite books and share a synopsis on it. So I brought in this book of mine. It was called Alex Rider. I knew the book backwards and forwards, but I stood up in front of the class and froze. Because I already knew by this point that no one in that class liked me. All of them had already started making fun of me because they could tell that I was different and they just started picking on me. So I'm standing up there in front of this class and they're all looking at me with those self-satisfying smirks on their face, and I just freeze, and this book that I knew by heart suddenly just, I kept getting confused. I kept saying stuff and then being like, wait, I forgot to say this earlier, and then backtracking, and then also getting even more confused because I backtracked and people were laughing at me, and the teacher didn't say a thing. She just looked at me. Oh God. Oh God. When I was in junior high, I was at this all-Christian school. That was the most bullying I ever went through my entire life. Every single day was a day of bullying. There were these two guys in my history class, I think in about 7th grade. They were the most frequent of bulliers, but I remember saying out loud, God, I'm starving. And then both of them looked at me and handed me an open Cheetos bag and said, here, have some. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is them trying to make amends for all the bullying they put me through. So I went in, grabbed a handful, took a bite, before I realized they both had hocked a loogie into the Cheetos bag. And I'm just sitting there with their snot/spit coagulating in my mouth, and people realize, and they all just start dying of laughter. Now, to his credit, the teacher was like, none of that. But before I could realize that the teacher was defending me, I got so angry and just went and spit it back onto both of their faces. You can take them to the prison that is detention now. Nope. I got sent to detention because they were on the basketball team and the coach was their basketball coach and he didn't want them to miss that next week's game. Because if you were on the basketball team, you couldn't go to detention. You couldn't play the next game. I escaped the all-Christian school of my junior high and early high school years, and I went to a new public school for the first time. Eventually I did. Eventually I was able to come out of my shell and made a pretty good amount of friends in high school. But the first 2 weeks, still pretty much everything stayed the same. And I remember sitting in one of my science classes, and the class is dead quiet. All you could hear are the scratches of pencils and the slight glug, 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 glug from the teacher drinking from his whiskey flask in the back. That's not a joke. And all of a sudden, I got the urge to fart. And I go for it. It was like Hiroshima, the loudest fart that has ever been farted. And while I am farting, something slipped out. I trusted the fart, and I shit my pants. And everyone looks at me like, oh my God! And I just was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I stood up and walked to the bathroom, and I threw away my underwear. I don't think I went back to that class. I think I just wandered the halls aimlessly, hoping that I would somehow get hit by a truck. That was a really bad one. This one I've actually never said on camera, so this one's gonna be fun. When I was a little kid, I used to take my member down there, and I used to make it sing. I used to just kind of pull it back and forth and make it sing, but not just any kind of song. I used to make it sing praise and worship songs. You heard it right here. It used to sing praise and worship songs. And one day I'm in the bathroom and old Willie is singing away, and my dad walks into the bathroom and goes, and there I sit, making my thing sing, and he just dies laughing and proceeds to tell my mother and my sister and my grandparents, and everyone knew. Thanks, Dad! And now all of you guys know, so you feel better about your embarrassing stories now? I hope so. And my most embarrassing story ever. I went to another school, again, just like my parents putting me in the best possible situations for an awkward kid. New school, new people. And I was talking to this kid because I was trying to get out of my shell, and I was talking to this kid about my parents' pool. I was trying to invite him over to my parents' pool as, you know, a friendly gesture. And this kid said, I wish I had a pool. Now again, I was 11. I didn't have friends growing up. I didn't know anyone outside of that neighborhood. And so I looked him dead in the eye and said, doesn't everybody have a pool? That was it. I was ruined. He was so offended. Everyone hated me saying, oh, look at this. I'm like, I really had no idea. I'm so sorry. To this day, I'm just like, why the hell did you say that to him? Don't even remember this kid's name. If you happen to be watching right now and you remember this and you remember this person, I am so sorry. I had no clue. I was an 11-year-old, and that's the one I have nightmares about at night. I have nightmares. Well, there you have it, everyone. That was my fun day video talking about embarrassing stories. Now, I know I'm not the only one with excruciatingly painful stories to tell. So if you have a story you'd like to share, comment below and just make me feel better about myself. I helped you guys out by sharing my embarrassing stories. Now it's your turn. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button on the channel so that you can get my fun day videos on Monday where I have comedy sketches like this. And then every Friday I have my weekly rewind, which I am now deciding I'm gonna change to Behind the Scenes with Tom. Because it's my channel and I can do whatever the hell I want. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye, guys.